Hello, friends, and welcome to Adventures in Pixieland. My name's Amy. I'm an ordained minister, and we are in Bible study. We are in the Niv, and we are in the book of Judges in chapter 11, and we are continuing with Jephthah. Jephthah. And don't quote me on that. That could be completely said wrong. You should double check that. Jephthah, the Gileadite, was a mighty warrior. His father was Gilead. His mother was a prostitute. Gilead's wife also bore him sons. And when they were grown up, they drove Jephthah away. You are not going to get any inheritance in our family, they said, because you are the son of another woman. So Jephthah fled from his brothers and settled in the land of Tob, T-O-B, where a group of adventurers gathered around him and followed him. Sometime later, when the Ammonites made war on Israel, the elders of Gilead went to get Jephthah from the land of Tob. Come, they said, be our commander so we can fight the Ammonites. Jephthah said to them, didn't you hate me and drive me from my father's house? Why do you come to me now when you are in trouble? The elders of Gilead said to him, nevertheless, we are turning to you now. Come with us to fight the Ammonites, and you will be our head over all who live in Gilead. Jephthah answered, suppose you take me back to fight the Ammonites, and the Lord gives them to me. Will I really be your head? The elders of Gilead replied, the Lord is our witness. We will certainly do as you say. So Jephthah went with the elders of Gilead, and the people made him the head and the commander over them, and he repeated all the words before the Lord in Mizpah. Okay. Then Jephthah sent messengers to the Ammonite king with this question: what do you have against us that you have attacked our country? The king of the Ammonites answered Jephthah's messengers, when Israel came up out of Egypt, they took away my land from the Arnon to the Jabbok, all the way to the Jordan. They give it back peaceably. Jephthah sent back messengers to the Ammonite king, saying, this is what Jephthah says. Israel did not take the land of Moab or the land of the Ammonites. But when they came up out of Egypt, Israel went through the desert to the Red Sea, and then went on to Kadesh. Then Israel sent messengers to the king of Edom, saying, give us permission to go through your country. But the king of Edom would not listen. They sent also to the king of Moab, but he refused. So Israel stayed in Kadesh. Next they traveled through the desert, skirted the lands of Edom and Moab, passed along the eastern side of the country of Moab, and camped on the other side of the Arnon. They did not enter the territory of Moab, for the Arnon was its border. Then Israel sent messengers to Sihon, king of the Amorites, who ruled in Heshbon, and said to him, let us pass through your country to our own place. Sihon, however, did not trust Israel. However, would not make an agreement for Israel to pass through his territory. He mustered all his men and encamped at Jahaz and fought with Israel. Then the Lord, the God of Israel, gave Sihon and all of his men into Israel's hands, and they defeated him. Israel, who took over all the land of the Amorites who lived in that country, capturing all of it from the Arnon to the Jabbok and from the desert to the Jordan. Now, since the Lord, the God of Israel, has driven the Amorites out before his people Israel, what right have you to take it over? Will you not take what your god Chemosh Chemosh, also probably not pronouncing that right, gives you. Likewise, whatever the Lord our God has given us, we will possess. Are you better than Balak, son of Zippor? Zippor, Balak, Balak, king of Moab. Did he ever quarrel with Israel or fight with them? For 300 years, Israel occupied Heshbon, Aroer, Aroer, also not going to be pronouncing that right, the surrounding settlements, and all the towns along the Arnon. Why didn't you retake them during that time? Have I not wronged you? But you are doing me wrong by waging war against me. Let the Lord, the judge, that's a C, or ruler, decide the dispute this day between the Israelites and the Ammonites. The king of the Ammonites, however, paid no attention to the message Jephthah sent him. Then the Spirit of the Lord came upon Jephthah. He crossed Gilead and Manasseh, passed through Mizpah of Gilead, and from there he advanced against the Ammonites. And Jephthah made a vow to the Lord, if you give the Ammonites into my hands, whatever comes out the door of my house to meet me when I return in triumph from the Ammonites will be the Lord's, and I will sacrifice it as a burnt offering. This is going to be your reminder from your pastor not to make foolish vows that you don't need to make. Then Jephthah went over to fight the Ammonites, and the Lord gave them into his hands. He devastated 20 towns from Aroer, Aroer, to the vicinity of Minnith, Minnith, as far as Abel Keramim, Keramim. Thus Israel subdued Ammon. When Jephthah returned to his home in Mizpah, who should come to meet him but his daughter, dancing to the sound of tambourines. She was his only child. Except for her, he had neither son nor daughter. When he saw her, he tore his clothes and cried, "Oh, my daughter, you have made me miserable and wretched, because I have made a vow to the Lord that I cannot break." "My father," she replied, "you have given your word to the Lord. Do to me just as you promised. Now that the Lord has avenged you of your enemies, the Ammonites. But grant me this one request," she said. "Give me 2 months to roam the hills and weep with my friends, because I will never marry." "You may go," he said. And he let her go for 2 months. And she and the girls went into the hills and wept because she would never marry. After the 2 months, she returned to her father, and he did to her as he had vowed, and she was a virgin. From this comes the Israelite custom that each year the young women of Israel go out for 4 days to commemorate the daughter of Jephthah the Gileadite. I know, it's such a sad kind of bummer ending, right? Always makes me feel that way too. What a terrible thing. Until the next video, friends. Hello, friends, and welcome to Adventures in Pixieland. My name's Amy. I'm an ordained minister, and we are in Bible study. We are in the book of Judges. We are in chapter 12, and we are still in the story of Jephthah, even though we ended the last chapter with a tragedy of his daughter being a burnt offering. So, the men of Ephraim called out their forces, crossed over to the Zaphon, Zaphon, and said to Jephthah, "Why did you go fight the Ammonites without calling us to go with you? We were going to burn down your house over your head. We are going to burn down your house over your head." Jephthah answered, "I and my people were engaged in a great struggle with the Ammonites, and although I called, you didn't save me out of their hands. When I saw that you wouldn't help, I took my life into my hands and crossed over to fight the Ammonites, and I crossed over to fight the Ammonites, and the Lord gave me the victory over them. Now why have you come up today to fight me?" Jephthah then called together the men of Gilead and fought against Ephraim. Yeah, that's not good. The Gileadites struck them down because the Ephraimites had said, "You Gileads are renegades from the Ephraims and the Manassehs." So understand that this is a family feud. These are three sets of people who come from Joseph fighting with each other. And this is this is a civil war amongst one set of descendants. So it's just terrible. "You Gileadites are renegades from the Ephraimites, from Ephraim and Manasseh. The Gileadites captured the fords of the Jordan leading to Ephraim, and wherever a surveyor of Ephraim said, 'Let me cross over,' the men of Gilead asked them, 'Are you an Ephraimite?' If he replied, 'No,' they said, 'All right, say Shibboleth, Shibboleth. If he said Sibboleth, like didn't pronounce the H, because he could not pronounce the word correctly, they seized him and killed him at the fords of the Jordan. 42,000 Ephraimites were killed at that time. Wow. Okay, so a legit family feud. Jephthah led Israel for 6 years. Then Jephthah the Gileadite died and was buried in the town of Gilead. Now we go on to a new person. Isban, Elon, and Abaddon. Isban, Ibzan, Elon, Elon, kind of like Elon. Okay, actually we'll say it that way, Elon, and Abaddon, Abdon. After him, Isban of Bethlehem led Israel. He had 30 sons and 30 daughters. I'm giving 2 extra kids. He had 30 sons and 30 daughters. He gave his daughters away in marriage to those outside his clan. And for his sons, he brought in 30 young women as wives from outside his clan. Isban led Israel 7 years. Then Isban died and was buried in Bethlehem. After him, Elon, the Zebulunite, led Israel for 10 years. Then Elon died and was buried in Ajalon in the land of Zebulun. After him, Abaddon, son of Hillel, from Pirathon, Hillel, Hillel, Pirathon, Pirathon, led Israel. He had 40 sons and 30 grandsons who rode 70 donkeys. He led Israel 8 years. Then Abaddon, son of Hillel, died and was buried at Pirathon in Ephraim in the hill country of the Amalekites. Okay, so we are leading up to the next several set of chapters, going into the most famous of the judges for several videos, because we are about to go into the story of Samson. So, until the next video, friends. Hello, friends, and welcome to Adventures in Pixieland. My name's Amy, and I'm an ordained minister, and we are in Bible study. We are in the New International Version of the Bible. We are in the book of John, chapter 1. And in this video, we're going to be doing verses 1 through 28, which gets us two parables. The Word became flesh. John the Baptist denies being the Christ. Okay. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was with God in the beginning. Through him all things were made. Without him nothing was made that has been made. In him was life, and that life was the light of men. The light shines in the darkness, but the darkness has not understood it. Footnote A. Darkness, and the darkness has not overcome. There came a man who was sent from God. His name was John. He came as a witness to testify concerning that light, so that through him all men might believe. He himself was not the light. He came only as a witness to the light. The true light that gives light to every man was coming into the world. Footnote B. Or this was the true light that gives light to every man who comes into the world. He was in the world, and though the world was made through him, the world did not recognize him. He came to that which was his own, but his own did not receive him. Yet all who receive him, to those who believe in his name, he gave the right to become children of God. Children born not of natural descent. That's a C, or Greek of bloods, nor human decision or a husband's will, but born of God. The Word became flesh and made his dwelling among us. We have only seen his glory, and the glory of the one and only, footnote of D, that is, or the only begotten, who came from the Father, full of grace and truth. John testifies concerning him. He cries out, saying, "This was he of whom I said, he who comes after me has surpassed me, because he was before me." From the fullness of grace we have all received one blessing after another. For the law was given through Moses, grace and truth came through Jesus Christ. No one has ever seen God, but God, the one and only, get a footnote of both D and E, or the only begotten. Some manuscripts, but the only or only begotten Son, who is at the Father's side, was made known to him. Was made him known. Okay, so we be clear with that. John the Baptist denies being the Christ. Now this was John's testimony when the Jews of Jerusalem sent priests and Levites to ask him who he was. He did not fail to confess, but confessed freely, "I am not the Christ," or Messiah. The Christ is Greek, and the Messiah, Hebrew, and they both mean the anointed one. If they asked him, "Then who are you? Are you Elijah?" He said, "I am not." "Are you the prophet?" He answered, "No." Finally, they asked, "Who are you? Give us an answer to take back to those who sent us. What do you say about yourself?" John replied in the words of Isaiah the prophet, "I am the voice of one calling in the desert. Make straight the way for the Lord. G. It's Isaiah 40:30. Now some Pharisees who had been sent questioned him. Why then do you baptize if you are not Christ, nor Elijah, nor the prophet? I baptize with water. It's got a footnote of H or in. It's the same as other verses. And John replied, but among you stands one you do not know, but he is the one who comes after me, the thongs of whose sandals I am not worthy to untie. All this happened at Bethany on the other side of the Jordan where John was baptizing. So John the Baptist, not even acknowledging that he's Elijah. Jesus calls him Elijah. He doesn't call himself Elisha. So I suppose that's better. I hope you'll join me for the next video, friends, where I will be doing verses 35 through 42, which is Jesus' first disciples. Until then. Hello friends, and welcome to Adventures in Pixieland. My name's Amy. I'm an ordained minister, and we are in Bible study. We are in the book of Psalms, book 4 of Psalms. We are in Psalms 97, okay? So let's jump right in. The Lord reigns. Let the earth be glad. Let the distant shores rejoice. Clouds and thick darkness surround him. Righteousness and justice are the foundation of his throne. Fire goes before him and consumes his foes on every side. His lightning lights up the world. The earth sees and trembles. The mountains melt like wax before the Lord of all the earth. The heavens proclaim his righteousness, and all the peoples see his glory. All who worship images are put to shame. Those who boast in idols worship him, all you gods. Zion hears and rejoices, and the villages of Judah are glad because of your judgments, O Lord. For you, O Lord, are the most high over all the earth. You are exalted far above all gods. Let those who love the Lord hate evil, for he guards the lives of his faithful ones, and he delivers them from the hands of the wicked. Light is shed upon the righteousness and joy upon the upright in heart. Rejoice in the Lord, you who are righteous, and praise his holy name. Well, amen to that. Until the next video.